Hello everybody, Anders here with another video. Today we are going to go over the Dosa skills for Black Desert. I'm just going to show you the skill animations, go over their tooltips a bit, though most of them are half in Korean, so I'll translate what I can. Basically, I'll give you a glimpse of what Dosa has to offer, and then give you my very first impressions from just going over the skills and testing it a bit in global labs. Later on in more videos throughout the day and in the coming days before launch, we'll go over the class in more details. We'll take a look at how it's performing in grinding, PvE, combos, and even add-ons and so forth. For now, we're just going to be taking a look at the skills by themselves. Remember, this is a test server preview, so as with every single class preview in Black Desert, things are going to change when they go live in a couple of days, so keep that in mind. Could be minor changes, could be substantial to PvP damage as an example. We don't know what will happen, and we won't know till release on the 3rd of July. Also, if you're coming back to the game, you may notice that the damage numbers at base are high, but now we have less hits overall. Accuracy has changed, so everyone has more of it as well. For example, Dosa has 25% flat accuracy rate and no accuracy self buffs, which is in line with other classes. Evasion has changed as well, so it's a percentage damage reduction on proc instead of negation. Super armor now gives you damage reduction as well. So a lot of things have changed to classes, including Dosa. So if you're a newer player or returning player, it's best to look at these skills with that mindset. Dosa is a magic-based cast speed class with AP and stamina for his passives. He should be a DR class if you want to differentiate between more evasion buffing classes. His Succession passive is even more AP and critical hit damage, and his class additional passive is Ignore Resist plus 8%. Let's start with his LMB skill, the normal attack skill, your auto attack essentially. Nothing too special here. Moving on, we have the RMB skill. This one is also straightforward, has frontal guard while using the skill, and utilizes Dosa's fog level passives. Fog levels is Dosa's talent. He uses skills, he increases these levels, and the higher the level, max being level 4, he would have AP plus 20 and crit rate plus 42% as a buff, as long as he maintains his buff. You have skills like RMB that will additionally deal debuffs on your target depending on your fog level. So level 2 on RMB would give your target a DP minus 20 for 5 seconds, and at level 4 it would last 10 seconds. The F skill by itself with no target isn't very exciting, but it can teleport you behind your target and does combo into a lot of skills, so you would use it as a combo link skill instead of by itself, and it also has a flow within the skill itself, which is nice. You can also see that just like the RMB skill, it has the fog level effects, same as RMB, DP minus 20 for 5 seconds or 10 seconds. Next skill is an RMB flow after skills, specifically after the previous skill we just went over, so you would use this very simply in a link combo LMB, say into F flow, into RMB. Another one would be shift LMB into RMB. Those would be examples of how you would use this skill. The next skill is an LMB flow, which works very similarly to the RMB flow we just looked at, specifically after the F skill we just saw. A simple example for this would be using LMB into F flow, then into LMB instead of RMB like we saw earlier. Once again, this skill has the fog level effects, same as before, DP minus 20 for 5 or 10 seconds. The next skill is SLMB, very similar to previous skills, can be held for more hits with LMB, has the fog level effects, same as before, DP minus 20 for 5 or 10 seconds. Next is WF, your first major movement skill. It takes only 100 stamina, moves you a fair distance in super armor, and has a kick attack at the end that is unprotected. If you hold F, you will do its flow, which is a knockdown. The kick itself is on knockback CC. The dash will also give you a 20 DP buff. Next is your E skill. It is a kick that has a float and can be used mid-combo. It can be stopped at any time, or you can go through the entire 3-hit animation. Next is your WRMB skill. This has an evasion debuff on hit and moves you forward a bit on use. Next is SF. This one is interesting, gives you iframe with the ability to hold it for a brief window and then move forward in an attack. This skill will also summon a Cloud General to deal some damage. SRMB is similar, you summon a Cloud General, deal some damage, and then you combo into the LMB flow. You move quite a distance with this. The skill also has a movement debuff on hits of 40%, one of the best looking skills and one of the best looking flows I've seen on this kit. Next we have Shift LMB, the start of the big AoE skills, a bit slower than the other skills we saw, but they do a lot of damage. damage and have much larger AoE than the combo skills. This one inflicts a pain damage over time effect and is also your 100% BSR skill. I'll go over the BSR skills at the end of the video. Next we have Shift R&B, slower animation, larger AoE, a lot of damage, only 10-second cooldown, which isn't too bad. Next we have Shift E. This is a cool skill. The normal attack is a simple large AoE with burn damage over time debuff, but on the wind up you can choose to teleport on either side of your target to deal damage. Really cool skill, very strong effect. It also heals you for around 2000 HP if you land all hits. Next we have Shift F. If you thought moving while casting was cool, well, Shift F can do the same thing. You can move to either side of your target as long as you're in the wind up animation. This skill will also summon Cloud Generals to launch ranged attacks. Shift Q is next. Once again, like the others we just saw, you can move while you cast this skill. It also heals you for around 2000 HP if you land all hits. Next we have your C skill. This will summon a Cloud General to attack your nearest target. You can use it mid-combo for more damage. When I first used this, as you can see, I had no idea what happened because the Cloud General summoned behind me and sought out a Weasel. It will seek out your closest target. Of course, in my scenario, I didn't have a target in front of me. In normal circumstances, your target will be right in front of you, so it would be attacking right in front of you. Next, we have the Succession buff for Dosa. It increases the amount of Cloud Generals that can be summoned up to 4 and increases your air attack, back attack, down attack, and critical hit damage by 15%, DP plus 20, and increases your accuracy rate plus 20% for 30 seconds. It pretty much has everything you want. Next is your Q skill. This is your parry. We do have an S block as a Dosa, but we also have this Q skill that will parry an attack, and on successful parries, you will go into SA for a brief window and take 99% reduced damage. You will also instantly heal 1000 HP, and this can be used every 6 seconds. Really good sustained skill. You can do a follow-up LMB flow skill as well that will deal some damage and inflict a movement debuff of 40%. Next are the Dosa dashes. His dashes are iframe into super armor, 2-second cooldown, and only need 250 stamina. You can also use LMB after some skills to dash and deal damage in iframe while moving. His longer dash, shift spacebar, is only SA but moves a fair distance for only 250 stamina. This one is on a 7-second cooldown. So that's all the skills for Dosa. The more we test with Dosa, the more we'll know about his flows and the best way to play him, but from the looks of it, it seems he's extremely good if you like combo heavy classes. And that said, his combo skills are all very easy to do from the looks of it. They all flow into one another, so it really is a matter of holding a key rather than having to do complicated inputs. His sustain on paper is very good. His AoE is very good. His movement is extremely efficient. Damage wise, we'll see. We're still testing on that. I will be testing some PvE areas, as I'm sure many will be doing. If there are any you want to see specifically, let me know in the comments down below. I'll have more Dosa videos throughout the day, so subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I'll leave you with a showcase of the 100% and 200% BSR skills for Dosa. And as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.
You